Good morning still, I guess. It's 11:30, and we are thrilled that you are taking a little bit of time to see this showcase that Rally has put together. My name's Ben. I'm the COO for Rally, the Social Enterprise Accelerator. And today you're going to hear from 9 incredible founders who are using entrepreneurship to take on big challenges, from healthcare to education to public safety and climate, so much more. But before we get to that, we just want to give you a quick reminder, or perhaps an introduction to what Rally is. Rally is an ecosystem of local government, early stage entrepreneurs, education, all coming together to support social enterprise strategy to address intractable problems. We feel like social enterprise strategy, where you're pursuing an economic engine and a measurable social change, when you put those two motivations together, you get a strategy that has a meaningful, lasting, and sustainable impact on problems that are worth solving. And so Rally, I mentioned, is this ecosystem with local governments. We couldn't do this without the support from Orange County and the city of Orlando, which are both really innovative and purpose-driven municipalities who are important collaborators for Rally in addressing these problems and releasing these early stage social entrepreneurs. We also have really cool kind of third sector partners with Central Florida Foundation. We actually sit on the Central Florida Foundation platform. So they're integral to all of the operations for Rally, as well as Rollins College, which is a key educational partner for us in the region. Finally, Rally is built on a unique strategy that says we should leverage Orlando's innovative philanthropists. And so one of the things we have found is that Orlando has a unique mix of problem solvers, people who are interested in not just donating, but helping early stage entrepreneurs drive to solutions on meaningful problems. They leverage their philanthropy, but also their experience, their knowledge, and their networks to help early stage founders move forward. And when we started and knew that we wanted to help early stage social entrepreneurs, we wanted to pair them with mentors, but mentors who had skin in the game. And that's how we understand who these Rally makers are. We wanted to give you just a quick introduction to one of those key Rally makers, and that's John Karen. He's an executive board member and a longtime supporter of the Rally mission. John, thanks for being here, bud.
You're very welcome, Ben. Thank you. It's an honor.
Yeah. Rob, can you share a little bit about how you got started with Rally, or what brings you to the Rally Maker team?
Absolutely. I think it was Rob Panapinto and your efforts early on with Credo and some coffee and the community you were creating there. And it was just really an exciting venture with it was at that point a dream. Really wasn't happening, and it's been really impressive to watch it come to life. I so admire what you're doing for and what Rally's doing for the community and the society at large. It's really impressive.
Yeah, it's definitely I think that, the best ideas, you don't all the way know where they'll go from the very beginning. And I don't think when we started, we might have predicted where Rally is today. But John, you've been here the whole 8 years. When you think about those years and your Rally Maker renewal comes around each year, what keeps you engaged with Rally? What do you love most maybe about participating on the Rally team?
Well, I think as you described the vision and purpose earlier on, I mean, it's core to that, and it remains that. I so admire what Rally's doing for the community and really society, because I think it has a much broader impact than the local community. This whole concept of a social impact hub, bringing together these disparate groups, right? Traditionally disparate groups in government and corporations, academia, and some amazing social entrepreneurs, which you're going to hear about and hear from today. And then what Rally does is it brings them together, and it helps world-class entrepreneurs accelerate their enterprises, right? And it's just been so really fulfilling to be a part of that success and that growth. And that's what impresses me and keeps me motivated.
I love that, John. And I'm gonna, like, at the risk of embarrassing you, I remember maybe our halfway through, so maybe 4 years ago, I was driving with one of our founders, one of our rally fellows that we had brought in from out of town, and they had just finished meeting with you, and they were saying how rare it is to find mentors or experienced folks in business and entrepreneurship who will care as deeply as they felt like you were caring about their work. Ask as such insightful questions, feel like there's a stake in the answer, offer meaningful solutions, not generic solutions. So, like, when you think about the rally, fellows that you've worked with the most, or what excites you? What do you really love about engaging meaningfully with those fellows?
You know, entrepreneurs, and I do not consider myself an entrepreneur, having come from the corporate world. I'm sure we're all entrepreneurs in one sense, but they're dreamers, and
Mhm.
they seem to reach hurdles and then somehow figure out a way to overcome those hurdles. And even though they hear no, 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 or it can't be done, it can't be done, it just doesn't compute. And that's what's so incredibly impressive about it. And what Rally does is they're looking at, as you said, really difficult societal problems, right? And what Rally has given me hope is that, yeah, these are addressable and they are overcomable, and there's solutions there, and that's what just motivates me to work with the entrepreneurs, because their intent is just so profoundly impactful, potentially impactful on society. And so yeah, that there's nothing that can be more fulfilling than that.
Awesome. Well said, John. Thanks for taking a few minutes, man, and enjoy the showcase today.
Oh, I appreciate it. And
Yeah.
I must say, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you and Kyle and Erica and Mike and Central Florida Foundation. It's impressive, and I really admire what you do. So thank you.
Thanks, John. So John's a really good example of one of the key components for us that makes Rally work. And so there are out there successful business leaders, established entrepreneurs who want to lean into early stage founders with meaningful business strategies that address intractable problems. And they want to organize not only their philanthropy around that, but also their volunteer work. And so if you are a rally maker, if that describes you, an innovative problem solver who wants to lean in, we're always interested in adding the right next rally maker to the team. So there'll be some more information as you go through here, but really, if that's speaking to you now, rallysea.com is how you inquire more about that team. The rally makers, together with Orange County and the city of Orlando, are what make it possible for us to deliver this accelerator program for free to our fellows. It's a 4-month program where we're working with them multiple touch points a week to try and drive business strategy and theory of change. And we're working them from one place to the next, trying to help them get from one spot to their next spot. We filter them through a whole international application process and bring them down to the right ones that we're fit to help. And that's who you're going to see here now. This cohort has people working on all sorts of issues, from mental health to emergency response, from educational debt to job readiness and for the future markets. It's economic mobility, it's health, it's disaster response, as we said, it's environmental empowerment and wellness. So it's all sorts of issues across 9 fellows. The way this is going to work right now is we're going to have a 3-minute pre-recorded presentation and then 2-minute live Q&A. And we're going to fill that in with a couple of past fellow spotlights. But before we get to that past fellow spotlight, we have our first Raleigh fellow. And we have three that are in the space of public safety and health. And our first this morning is Tamika with the Aegis app.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tamika Van Tifflin, co-founder and CEO of Aegis. I have a twin sister who has suffered from seizures most of her life. A few years ago, while walking home, she had a seizure and woke up to the horrors of a sexual assault. Due to her inability to speak, she wasn't able to get the help she truly deserved. Unfortunately, my sister's story is not unique. Countless individuals face communication challenges during crisis or emergency situations. Sadly, medical emergencies, active school shooters, domestic violence, human trafficking, to name a few, happen every day. In fact, 30% of the 240 million annual 911 calls go unanswered or abandoned due to not having the ability to speak. This is where Aegis comes in. Aegis is a personal safety mobile application that modernizes the way we interact with 911. Think Uber for 911. Just as you can now order a ride through an app instead of hailing down a taxi, Aegis allows you to contact emergency authorities with just a tap of a button. No verbal communication required. Aegis functions like a personal home security system. And here's how we work. First, you send an alert through our mobile application, triggering an immediate connection to our partnered monitoring company. From there, within seconds, our monitoring company receives the nature of your alert, your profile, medical background, real-time GPS tracking and location, and audio and video recording of your immediate surroundings. Finally, first responders are dispatched, arrive on scene informed and ready to help. Aegis is more than just an app. It's a generational opportunity that revolutionizes one of the most crucial, antiquated industries, public safety. We are a for-profit company that offer a B2B and B2C platform, venturing into sectors where personal safety is essential. On our social impact side, we have a strategic approach to scale into key metro and institutional areas. Over the next 3 years, we plan to launch in 8 universities through a sorority partnership, work with organizations combating human trafficking, and domestic violence shelters. We're calling all investors who believe in a bold impact and organizations ready to stand at the front line of change by starting with a paid pilot. If you're committed to making a safer world for everyone, we want to work with you. So join us in creating a world where personal safety is accessible with just a tap of a button. A world where victims, like my sister, can get help even when they don't have the voice to ask for it. Thank you.
Making good work. That's a lot of information to get into 3 minutes. And watching it, I was like just thinking about how we talk a lot about how social entrepreneurs do better when they're connected to the problem. And you started out with that kind of heart-wrenching story about your sister. And I was thinking, like, if you had to describe the win, the like theory of change, beneficiary win, what would you describe that as? Is it a shorter response time? Is it more 911 calls? Is it more answered? Or how would you describe that win for the beneficiary?
I would say shorter response time, but then also leaning into the more lives saved. Just like the status at the beginning of my pitch, 30% of the 240 million annual 911 calls go unanswered or abandoned because someone can't speak. And
Wow.
that's around 72 million calls. And if
Wow.
we can shorten that that list of calls to maybe it's 1%, 2%, I'm of course being very ambitious with that, but if we can shorten, those calls, that would make all of the difference.
Yeah, I love that what we have is like a digital disruption to a standard industry in order to save lives. Would you describe it, the Aegis, that way, Tamika?
Yeah,
That's
exactly that. I would
amazing.
say I'm a modern day superhero. I'm trying to save
I
the world.
love it. Can you just say real quickly, then I know that we looked at your go-to-market strategy. Can you say one more time who you feel like your customer is and who buys from you?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, we do have our for-profit B2B sector where we're venturing into the corporation and organizations where Aegis could be offered as a safety benefit. Think like dental and medical, but on the social impact side, we're looking for customers or clients or partners with domestic violence shelters or human trafficking. A lot of people don't know, but the United States is the #1 trafficking hub of humans. It's very unfortunate that starts at train stations, airports. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's very sad. So we can combat that and help that. Would be incredible.
Awesome. Well, Tamika, it's like so energizing to see the potential of disrupting this 911 system that is ready for bringing it into the digital space and the touch space. So, congratulations. We're very excited to see what comes next for you, Tamika.
Thank you.
Okay, our next Rally Fellow from the winter cohort is Bradley Rahr with Central Florida Counseling Collective.
The people we trust to hold others together are quietly coming undone. I'm Brad Rare, co-founder of the Central Florida Counseling Collective, where we help mental health professionals build thriving private practices without burning out or breaking the bank. Florida ranks 46 in access to mental health care across the United States. The problem is not a lack of passion, it's a lack of infrastructure. Mental health professionals are leaving private practice because they're overwhelmed, isolated, and undersupported. We serve those professionals, and through them, the communities they care for. In dozens of conversations, we've heard the same message. I love this work, but I can't do it alone. We built the impact-driven incubator model, a shared office space and business incubator just for therapists. And what we do is to offer affordable space, business consulting, and connection. And we measure success through member retention, session volume, and access for underserved clients. In the short term, we seek to achieve more sustainable practices, and in the long term, a stronger, more accessible mental health ecosystem. We embed community care into every tier, so clinicians can serve with support, not sacrifice. We're a social venture with a revenue-generating model, currently in the validation stage. Revenue comes from memberships, not billing patients. By helping providers grow their practice, we build financial sustainability and community impact. It's a lean, scalable approach to supporting mental health professionals and improving access to care at the same time. Our customers are mental health professionals, ready to grow in private practice, but stuck without space, strategy, or support. They want freedom and flexibility, not more bureaucracy. We also engage with community organizations and funders who see mental health infrastructure as a long-term investment in collective well-being. The Central Florida Counseling Collective offers flexible office spaces, business consulting, and a connected peer community. We've spoken with over 40 mental health professionals and already have a dozen signed up for early access. Our inspiration comes from bespoke co-working models like The Wing, Mindspace, and iWorkspaces Orlando. But ours is built specifically for mental health professionals, clinical, community-driven, and burnout conscious. We're preparing to launch our pilot and onboard our founding cohort. We're looking for partners with access to underutilized commercial space in Central Florida. A short-term pilot could unlock access for dozens of clinicians and validate the model in action. If you manage or know of a space that's ready to be reimagined, we'd love to connect. I'm Brad Rare, co-founder of the Central Florida Counseling Collective. Let's build a region where mental health professionals and the communities they serve can truly thrive.
Brad, good work, man. It was fun to see that all come together. I was thinking again about, this challenge that counselors have in building their business and managing burnout. I mean, you're a counselor, you've seen that firsthand and you know what it's like. So you came in with that understanding of the problem. What would you say is one thing that has moved for you or that you've learned in the cohort process in this 4 months of the accelerator?
Yeah, we've really learned what it looks like to validate a business model that works, right? So we've talked with a lot of counselors and we've used their insights to better inform us on what kind of business model is going to work for them. And so I think for us coming in as counselors, learning how to do entrepreneurship, having a keen awareness of the problem as therapists, being able to get their insights and develop the business model to meet their specific needs has been a great part of this process.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's a good answer. The other thing I'm really excited about with you is the traction that you're seeing, right? Were you surprised when you went out and talked the response you got from counselors at how ready they were for a model like this?
To be fair, I was pretty surprised. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that they would go in for the traditional group practice model, and that's the standard way that we do practices, especially here in Central Florida. But the idea of doing a shared counseling co-working space seems to be really exciting for people. And so, yeah, it's been a pleasant surprise.
It's awesome. It's fun to have pleasant surprises in the entrepreneurship journey. What would you say? What's the very next thing for you and the counseling collective, Brad?
Well, we really hope to gain access to underutilized commercial space in town, so that we can operate a pilot and really test this model out and see how it works for the people that we're caring for, see how mental health professionals respond to it. And so, yeah, if we could get access to underutilized space, that would be great.
So you heard that. If you've got office space you don't know what to do with in Orlando, Brad Raj, your guy. Thanks, Brad. Good work, man. It's fun to work with you through this accelerator.
Thanks.
Our next fellow from the winter cohort in the public health and safety space is Julius Timmons with Dignity Wellness Partners.
My name is Julius Timmons. I reside in Orlando, Florida, and I am a healthcare professional on the management side, and I truly believe in socially responsible medicine. My co-founder, who happens to be my lovely wife, is a compassionate care provider, and that's demonstrated by her exceptional patient experience scores that she consistently received throughout her career. When her and I look back on Central Florida, we saw an opportunity to make a difference in the health and wellness space. For this reason, we decided to launch Dignity Wellness Partners, where we provide concierge care to busy professionals and use a portion of those margins to look after the marginalized through life-changing wellness coaching. Chronic disease is a significant crisis in the United States of America, and it's no different when you look at Central Florida, especially our areas that are underserved. We see very high scores in diabetes and hypertension. So our beneficiaries are individuals that are at or below the poverty line with type 2 diabetes and or hypertension. Root causes are things like lack of culturally competent care, ineffective chronic disease management, and healthcare knowledge gaps. To try to address this, we've come up with a strategy to provide wellness coaching that delivers consistent, culturally competent support between clinic visits. So we're not looking at replacing the primary care providers, but what we want to do is help clients with chronic conditions build their knowledge base and adopt healthy habits, resulting in long-term well-being. Short-term, we'll look at things like consistent follow-up visits. Mid-term, we'll look at A1C and blood pressure. And long-term, of course, we want to see those elevated chronic disease numbers reduced in our communities. Our structure is for profit, of course, with that mission, impact, and focus that we just talked about. And right now, we're building and ready to launch a pilot program. And our revenue model is the concierge membership fees that will be charged, and a portion of that will be used for wellness coaching in our underserved communities. Our customers are busy working professionals that have time constraints and are tired of the complexities of the healthcare system and the reactive sick care model that we have today. So with this in mind, we decided to create an end-to-end concierge health management service designed for busy professionals, and many of them trust advisors to manage their wealth. And our question to them is, why not trust us to manage your wellness? We've seen good numbers to help validate this business model through our digital marketing and direct feedback from potential customers in the Lake Nona market. Our ask is simple. We're wanting to connect with some of the underserved communities that may be interested in our wellness coaching. And we also are looking to launch a pilot for our customers, and we're looking for about 10 clients. The power of community to create health is far greater than any physician, clinic, or hospital. If you're interested in our pilot program or supporting us in this endeavor, please reach out to us today. Thank you.
Julius, good work on that presentation, man. Again, it's a lot to get into 3 minutes, but I felt like I was really able to follow it. And starting out, I was just thinking, like, you with your health business background and your wife with the medical care, like, you guys are kind of the dream team for a project like this. Like, what brought you to Rally? What were you hoping to get out of the Rally experience?
Yeah. First and foremost, I want to say thank you, Ben, and Kyle and Felix, and as well as Erica and the Rally Makers. You guys have been a great support. And, you know, to your point, I've worked on the business side of healthcare for most of my career. My wife has been on the clinical side, but early on, we always wanted to, have more of a connection to the community and make an impact in some of the underserved markets. And so, once I saw that there was opportunity and we were thinking about launching this program, it seemed like Rally was perfect with the social enterprise model to really help us find a way to create a system that is sustainable, and we're able to get those margins, but also able to, make a difference in the community as a whole.
Yeah, I really think the model is like super interesting. So it's like you're talking to people who understand about managing important assets and doing that with care, and reminding them that their health is the largest asset and they should approach that with equal management advisors and care. And so you build this concierge medical care, which then has a margin that you can use to help address this issue that you care about, with reduced costs of care for chronic disease and hypertension in underserved neighborhoods. I mean, it's a lot to build, but the logic system is pretty good. Julius, what would you say is the very next thing that Dignity Wellness Partners needs? What comes next in the next 3 months for you guys?
Yeah, so two things like you just described. One, we're in conversations with some of the groups that are already doing a lot of incredible work in some of our underserved communities. So we're trying to find the right partnerships. We want to humbly approach this space. We know we have a lot to learn, and so individuals that might think our wellness coaching would be a good fit for them. On the underserved side of it, that's important. And then, of course, we're looking to launch this pilot, and we want to refine our concierge end-to-end service and find ways to really ensure that we're able to meet the needs of those busy working professionals. So those are two of the biggest things at this point.
And that pilot, you're trying to find individuals that are ready for this concierge care, or you're trying to find medical providers who are interested in partnering. How can people help you with that business side?
Yeah, we're looking for individuals that are interested in that concierge care model,
Awesome.
where we can come alongside them and help them and be that advisor. To your point, we put a lot of emphasis on the wealth and financial management, but we know the health is really important, and having that support, we hope we can make a difference and make life a lot easier for those busy professionals.
Awesome. You heard it. So when you're ready for your health advisor, Julius and Dignity Wellness Partners are there for you. Thanks, Julius. Great to have you in the cohort this time. Okay, we get a treat now. We're going to bring back one of our past fellows, Josh Footman, who is leading a local project here to Orlando called Block and Lock. Josh, good to see you, man. Oh, you're in outer space. Fantastic. Thanks for taking some time to be with us today, Josh. Hope we got you. We can't see you, but Josh,
Okay.
remind.
Okay, Ben.
Awesome. Josh, remind the audience here about the social problem that Block and Lock is trying to address. But you got to unmute yourself. Yeah. Awesome.
Well, and if you heard me say, like, you should have said something last week.
Oh no, you get. If we get pick one or the other, we do voice. Josh, let us hear you. There you go, bud.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Thanks, Ben, for having me.
Yeah, glad you're here, bud. Remind us what social issue Block and Lock is working to address.
Absolutely. So Block and Lock is a mortarless interlocking concrete block. Our target market is to work with entry-level individuals out of poverty communities, homeless communities, and train them to build the housing that they'll be living in. And we're excited that we're doing projects in downtown Paramore.
That is awesome. So I remember this well, and we've stayed in good contact, Josh. And so it's a new cinder block technology that really lowers the barriers, so you don't have to go through that training process. Anybody can learn how to stack them. So there's a workforce development where you open up new jobs for unskilled labor, and then you point these blocks towards affordable housing projects in town, and you've got a couple on dock. Can you update us where Block and Lock is right now, since you came through the Rally program?
Absolutely. I want to give a special shout out to Rally. I love Rally a lot.
Yeah.
So everyone knows Rally is a great help. Block and Lock is in the growth expansion right now. We were located on Church Street, sitting on an acre property. We're now expanding to a 5-acre property, 40,000 square foot facility, and we have 6 homes on the dock to build in downtown Orlando.
Amazing. How are you doing that? How are you expanding already? Are you blowing the doors off the sales? Did you bring in partners or investors? How is the growth happening for you, Josh?
Great question. I was able to meet some wonderful faith-believing investors through the Rally program. They believed in it, and now they're helping us scale.
Awesome. It's so fun when you can find the right partners. It's tricky for early stage social entrepreneurs to take investment because you don't want someone that's going to derail your mission or undervalue your product. And so to find the right investor that can help you move forward is really cool. We're really excited for that growth for you, Josh. What would you say is the next step for Block and Lock? How could people come alongside and help you activate that new property or help you move forward with your next set of goals?
That's a great question. Right now, as we scale, Block and Lock is looking for opportunities to showcase our technology. Just a couple weeks ago, we did a project with the Salvation Army and the Four Rivers Group. We're going to be building garden beds. We're looking for opportunities like that as we build single-family homes, just looking for easy projects.
Awesome. Yeah, easy projects where cinder blocks are needed. Part of what I love, I use Block and Lock as an example of like why social enterprise is such a beautiful strategy. Of course, housing is a big problem in Central Florida, and affordable housing is a tricky thing to figure out. But it takes entrepreneurs to go, why don't we innovate the technology that we're using to build these homes, reduce the cost of building the homes and the environmental footprint, then we can build more for less cost. And it's not something that would come to mind right away. And it's one piece of a larger strategy to address affordable housing. But it's really cool that you guys are pushing that rock up the hill. And we're excited for your new space. You'll have to come back and give us a tour of that when you get into it, Josh. Thanks for taking some time today, bud.
Thank you, Ben.
Awesome. Good to see you. So Josh Whitman, just one example of Rally Fellows out there continuing to attack the problem that they started on. We're moving in now into another section of 3 fellows from our current cohort. These 3 are addressing economic access and workforce development. First, we're going to hear from Kala Fleming with Frontline Gig.
I'm Dr. Kala Fleming, founder and CEO of Frontline Gig. We help the individuals who are avoiding or recovering from the college track connect to launchpad careers in the trades. These are the jobs that facilitate earnings mobility up and beyond 50K. Did you know that 50% of all Americans in the workforce make less than 50K? So, our vision is a future where these high growth 50K careers in clean energy and the trades of the future are visible and accessible to all. Cities, the workforce system is the only option for non college talent, but it's outdated. 70% of learners drop out of year long apprenticeship programs while employers face hiring delays. Root causes include limited career visibility, poor guidance, and no systems to personalize the talent journey and track progress. Through interviews with candidates and workforce leaders, the message was clear. I didn't know where to start. To address this challenge, we embed readiness infrastructure inside local programs, from youth serving orgs to contractor crews and workforce boards, empower them with AI driven readiness scoring. We assess individuals like Nishan, suggest their best next steps, and get them placed with the organizations that launch them into 50K careers. Nishan went from working at the post office to becoming a green space advocate, planning how to bring a park to his neighborhood in Baltimore. The readiness profiles generated serve as a single source of truth and provide unprecedented visibility to both workforce leaders and employers. We started the year with $1 million partnership with Dream.org, the GitLab Foundation, and American Forests. There are 300 learners already on the platform, and our readiness network of trainers, host organizations, and employers is 50 strong and growing. We're live in Pittsburgh and Baltimore, with micro certifications launching this summer. We're selling into a large and growing $60 billion market. Our model is clear and scalable. We make money via readiness scoring, training and certifications, and placements. Our team brings a ton of experience across AI, workforce, and energy. And now we're raising $1 million to grow our revenue from 200,000 to 2 million, and to increase the number of learners on the platform from 300 to 3,000 over the next 18 months. I invite you to join us as we build the workforce of the future and help more people get to 50K and beyond.
Oh, way to go. That was inspiring. That like 300 to 3,000 and helping them get from 50K to 50K to beyond is like so energizing. And that presentation was really great. And let me just restate it really quickly for myself. You're finding people who might be, I like how you said, avoiding college or recovering from college, and get them into growing industries where there's a career pathway that takes them up above that 50K threshold with customized training. If you have this, here's what goes next. If you have this, here's what goes next, which I think is like really beautiful. And you mentioned that you're in 2 markets right now. Can you just share a little bit about what makes your product, Frontline Gig, geographically bound? Like, why do you say you're in Baltimore and one other?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, we have a platform that allows us at scale to be everywhere, but there are cities where we are going deep within the ecosystem, and then especially now as we are getting started to figure out how best to position with all of the folks that we want to drive adoption around.
Mhm.
We're literally working with, the workforce ecosystem in Pittsburgh and the workforce system in Baltimore. And I think over time, I guess similar to how other hybrid models launch, that'll just be a part of our strategy. But the readiness scoring piece is one where at some point that will be generally available, and we would have had the model sort of built out and verified, so that anyone anywhere with a workforce program or an employer can get good results from the system.
Awesome. Kala, I think like I like how you at another time I'd love to hear your PhD process. Your like strategy is always so well thought out, and your work is always so deep and layered. If you could say like in 2 sentences how people can help Frontline Gig in the next 3 months, what would that be? How can they help you take your next step?
We are looking for partnerships with workforce programs. So, to the extent that evaluations are needed, we want to be able to include more programs in our pilot program. And then on the other side, for employers who are looking for ways to build out their recruiting team, and, connect to more maybe overlooked talent or just recruit faster,
Mm.
um, for their energy jobs or, anything sort of within that green space arena, we'd love to have a conversation.
Awesome. Yeah. So workforce readiness and recruitment, you're the like customized aid to help them reach their goals. Super cool, Kala. Can you give us maybe one thing that you're taking away from your rally experience, maybe that you didn't expect?
So, I didn't know what to expect at all when I joined Rally. And when we started the cohort, it was at a time where, we're entering into this new year and a very different political environment. So we had a lot of things to recalculate. And so, what was really amazing about being in the cohort was, in terms of a sounding board, like when you're trying to figure out who am I in this moment, and like now, how are we still well positioned? So, in terms of the messaging, kicking the tires and ensuring that we still had a viable business, all of those things are what we got done via the cohort, and really being able to lean into the storytelling about the impact.
Mm.
Because I think before, there's a piece and there's a world where there's mainly interest in what are your numbers, right? How much
Mhm.
are you going to make tomorrow? And yes, still matters. We always get there, but just, really getting pressed about like how are you going to really deliver this impact? What is the impact? We had just so many conversations on that really helped to, just have us think some more and clarify that. And so I think for what you see today, hopefully that really gives a sense of how the two things are working together. And we just have a narrative that we didn't have coming in, that's what we're leaving with now.
Awesome. Kala, well, it's been really fun to have you in the group, and I'm looking forward to see what comes next for Frontline Gig. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Ben.
Yep. Our next fellow from the Winter Accelerator is Abademi with the Scholast app.
Hello, everyone. My name is Abademi. I'm the founder of Scholast app, a scholarship platform helping students discover, apply, and keep track of scholarships. Did you know that 7 in 10 students graduate with over $84,000 in debt? And over $100 million in scholarships go unclaimed each academic year. We can all see that there's a problem here. Either students are not connected to the right resources or are not aware of the opportunities that are out there for them. And that is why I created Scholast app, to bridge the gap between opportunities and students. While in college, I too struggled with finding scholarships and often felt overwhelmed with the amount of loans I would have to take out to pursue my dreams. But as I stand before you today, I was able to graduate debt-free with over 60 scholarships totaling $200,000 and now I am on a mission to help other students do the same. During our customer discovery stage, my team and I interviewed over 200 students to understand some of the pain points that they might have with the current scholarship application process. A lot of students mentioned that there's no streamlined way to access personalized scholarships and often leave feeling overwhelmed. Other students mentioned that it's hard to keep track of scholarship applications, deadlines, with their busy schedules. And lastly, essays. Students find it difficult navigating scholarship essays and would like some sort of support. With this in mind, we've developed a cutting-edge platform that is truly redefining the way students access scholarship opportunities. We're providing personalized scholarship matches based on eligibility and criteria, and access to community filled with peers, expert one-on-one coaching, and now students never have to miss a scholarship deadline again with our tracker. School's app is truly your one-stop shop for all things scholarships, and now students no longer need to hop from one platform to the next to get help with their scholarship needs. School's app has quickly become a trusted resource for students looking for scholarship opportunities. We've amassed over 5,000 users and have helped over 200 students receive $50,000 plus in scholarships through our coaching. How do we plan on making money? We plan to remove all affordability barriers from students by having high schools and colleges pay an annual fee for their students to access our platform. We also plan to help companies and organizations promote their scholarships, as well as help them create scholarships for students for a fee. And lastly, we have a marketplace where scholarship coaches and resume writers can provide their services to students, and we charge a 20% brokerage fee. Our ask: we would love to be connected to high school counselors, student success departments, as well as organizations that share our vision. If you share our vision in making higher education more accessible and would like to invest or partner, you can reach out to me at abadami@schoolstaff.com.
Jamie, thanks for putting that together. That was really enlightening, and I like the way that you talk about the problem of these unclaimed grant or scholarship opportunities and the debt that kids graduate with. And we know there are some platforms out there. You went through some of your distinctives. Could you just describe real quickly for us how you feel like Scholars app sets itself apart from the other opportunities that kids might find online for this?
Yeah, thank you, Ben.
Yeah.
So where Schools app is kind of our defining factor, it's that we're really that one-stop platform for all things scholarships, right? So we provide personalized scholarship matches, one-on-one coaching. Our one-on-one coaching is more of our major defining factor because right now other scholarship platforms just offer, whether it's personalized scholarships list, but we're also putting one-on-one coaching on our platform. So now you no longer need to go on Instagram or LinkedIn to find a coach to help you with your scholarships. Everything is on the platform. We're also offering a community where other students can ask questions to past scholarship recipients. I see a lot of students currently are doing this on Reddit. I personally did it on Reddit as well. So it's nice to just have a platform that has like all our needs for scholarships on that platform. So that's kind of really where we stand out, really being that one-stop platform for all scholarship needs.
I love that. It's like so needed out there, and it's fun to see your traction. What do you think is coming next for you and the Scholars app? What are you hoping the next domino to fall?
Yeah, for sure. Right now, my team and I were looking for paid pilots, whether it's with high schools or colleges, so that we can help their students get scholarship opportunities. So right now, we've actually been partnering with a couple of organizations just to kind of go out there, speak to students about how to get scholarships for college. But now we're really looking for those paid pilot programs, whether it's with cities or schools or colleges, just to kind of help the students, or increase their chances of getting scholarships.
Awesome. So you're looking for people who will pay for the students to have the paid level of access with the one-on-one coaching and the mentoring in their process.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. Thanks, Abadami. Now you know where to find that when you're looking to help your college student get connected. It's Scholars app. Thanks for coming, Abadami. Good to see you.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Last fellow for us in this economic access workforce development space is Lull Mengesha with TipHub.
Hello, my name is Lull Mengesha, and this is TipHub. TipHub empowers displaced communities through transparent, community-led mutual aid. I'm the founder, Lull Mengesha, and I built TipHub as my family was being displaced from the Tigray region of Ethiopia in 2021. I found that my struggles and challenges are not isolated, and many people have trouble getting resources to their family in their time of need. I have a vision where there's a world where every displaced community can instantly access financial support through empowered fundraising and impactful storytelling. The problem: displaced and underserved communities struggle to access timely financial aid. Their beneficiaries oftentimes come from regions like Tigray, Sudan, Congo, Palestine, and they struggle with getting resources because of bureaucratic processes, low transparency, and limited visibility for people on the ground. The insights we've learned is that community-led fundraising greatly improves donor trust and efficiency. We raised over $3 million on our platform with faster, more direct access to funds than traditional methods. We've created fundraising tech. We've found ways to do community vetting and help people with storytelling. The metrics that we like to be judged off of are the total funds raised, the speed of our advocates' money getting to their donors, as well as in the short term is immediate relief and agency for people in the diaspora and those that are back home. Long term is a platform that has lots of trust, resilience, and systemic change. Our venture model is a hybrid. We receive tips from donors that are donating to organizations, as well as ticketed events, and the platform is free for individuals. We have a quick onboarding process with low overhead and a wide reach and rapid community integration. Our customers are individuals as well as nonprofit organizations. Our product and service solution is very simple. It's a transparent digital fundraising platform. Our features are real-time tracking, secure payments, vetted organizations, and help with storytelling. And our validation is successful campaigns in Tigray and Sudan and repeat engagement and a growing demand. Our call to action is we need more resources to build out our platform. We need support on the funding side as well as advocacy partners outside of our immediate communities. This will also help us with media amplification. Our ask are strategic partnerships and funding to expand rapidly. My name is Lull Mengesha. Thank you for your time today. You can reach me at lull@tiphub.co. Please check out our platform at www.tiphub.co. Thank you for your time.
Awesome. Well, thanks for putting that together for us, man. It's another one of those like challenges that unless you're there or in it, you may not know it's a thing. But I mean, sadly, more and more people groups are challenged with this like low access to capital, high need and displacement areas. And essentially, you're reducing friction from existing models like GoFundMe and getting it more directly. It's like kind of peer-to-peer support. And at the end there, you were talking about some of the need. Could you describe like what's the kind of person you're looking for right now to help TipHub move forward? If you could meet your ideal person, what kind of person is that?
Right. Awesome. Thank you for asking. And also thank you for the Rally team for having TipHub in the program. It's been an honor. So what we're looking for is one is finding different advocates on the ground, people that are really trying to build community through a mutual aid system, and then also folks who are connected to maybe investors, people that really care about distributing money to people in a time of need. So we're trying to get money to people as quickly as possible during their most in the most like timely way possible.
Cool. Yeah. So TipHub is a for-profit structure that's working off of these tips and events, but the donated money that's going to diaspora all goes to those beneficiaries. Yeah. Super cool. Yeah, it's such an innovative product, Lull, and it's been really fun to have you in the Accelerator. If you could give us one takeaway from Rally, what would that be?
You know, I think one of my biggest learnings is being around a lot of entrepreneurs who have managed to really care about something passionately and help support their end user and also find ways to make revenue. So that's something I'm working on. It's been a real honor to be around so many people that can hold these two ideals, because it really is such a service oriented mentality, and I just love how much I've learned being here.
Awesome. Lull, well, it's been a treat to have you, man, and we're excited to see what comes next for TipHub. So thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Next, we have another treat for you. We have past fellow Joey Genovese, who's the founder of Stellar Sustainable Lighting. If you go through Rally SEA's website and try and find him, it would be listed with a different name called Luminar when they came through originally, but as happens in the social enterprise space, we pivot, so we find what we're looking for, right?
It was Kalumi.
Oh,
Luminar was
Kalumi.
Jason Eichenholz.
That's right. Kalumi, you see Kalumi, now it's Stellar. And Stellar's manufacturing and producing these like super efficient LED lights, beating the energy efficiency of other LED lights on the market. Joey, tell us what's new. What is happening with Stellar right now?
Sure. So I'm coming to you live from an undisclosed military installation. Where we've actually gotten a couple contracts with DoD and changing out lights in different facilities. So I was actually here measuring today for our next big job. But we've expanded our capabilities for manufacturing back home in Orlando. And we're doing a lot of work along the Space Coast too, with some of the big space companies that we can't say their names because of NDAs, but everybody knows who they are. But it's been a lot of fun. We've I think found our footing a little bit. We knew how to build lights. We knew we had a mission to reduce carbon footprint by lowering people's energy consumption significantly. We knew how to light spaces better. We had no idea the animal that we had to fight against in the commercial construction industry. So finding our way and navigating that has been probably our biggest challenge, but we're finding our way through it with, lots of local support.
Sweet. Joey, I did not know we were going to get a report from the field today, working an actual customer. That's a big treat. And totally, it's fun to hear you say you're finding your way in sales and navigating commercial construction industry. If people could help Stellar, like what's one way people could help Stellar take their next step?
So we've added another layer to what Stellar is. We're a hardware company first and foremost, but in the background, we've been developing what we call Stellar Intelligence, which is for our outdoor lighting. So we're looking for a couple pilot programs to do with our outdoor lighting AI. It's really cool. It can tell the difference between a deer walking through your park or a person walking through the park with their dog at night. So it's all part of our big push for nature-centric lighting and, being good stewards of our planet. Blue light is really bad for nature. And sorry, there's a jet taking off behind me. Blue light's really bad. So we've taken dark sky compliance to the next level and introduced artificial intelligence to help take care of nature. So
amazing. Joey, it's fun to always it feels like your passion around this lighting thing keeps growing, and that's not always the case in the enterprise space. Sometimes we fatigue rather than our interests grow. And so it's fun to hear that you're ready for a partner with this AI product that helps manage their energy efficiency and reduce their light pollution with motion activated lighting, and looking for pilots there. Joey, thanks for taking the time, man. Get back to measuring and close the deal. Good to see you, bud.
Great, thanks.
Okay, we're moving back to our current fellows from this winter cohort, and our next one is in the environment and innovation space. It's Melinda Chu with Ecotera Health.
I'm Dr. Melinda Chu. Did you know that every week you're likely ingesting about 5 grams of microplastics? And this is the equivalent to 1 credit card. And these little microplastics are in your water, in your food, and in the air. At Ecotera Health, we're working on tackling microplastics to improve human health and environmental health. There are a public health crisis with chronic diseases, and microplastics are fueling these deadly diseases. They've been identified in almost every organ system and been associated with worsening heart disease, strokes, dementia, and also linked to diseases in the GI system, for example. It's clear that urgent, scalable solutions are needed. Our impact strategy is with a novel on-site testing platform, which I'll describe in a minute. Our key metrics are the number of microplastic measurements recorded. In the short term, this will lead to eco-friendly habits like using reusable bottles or bags. And in the long term, the impact will be reduced health risks, such as reduced risk of heart disease or dementia. Our venture model is a scalable for-profit business. We're currently in the R&D phase. And for the HomeKit platform, the revenue model is planned D2C sales and recurrent app subscriptions. We are also funding operations and R&D with grants, startup competitions, and investor funding. Our goal for the HomeKit platform is to scale globally through e-commerce and B2B relationships. Our target customers are eco-conscious professionals, young families with babies, and tourists and travelers. From our surveys, we've identified that 68% of this population is highly concerned about microplastics and their association with health risks. And our product is an eco-exposure platform which allows for on-site testing, and the benefits are that it has a 1-hour detection method compared to existing solutions where you have to send the sample to a lab and then have it analyzed, and it takes 1 week or more to receive the results. In addition, we're developing an app which allows you to personally track your microplastics exposure, as well as track what's going on in the community so that we can have a geographical data. We validated this concept with surveys, early prototype feedback, as well as some startup competition success. So please dive in and join us. Our current challenge is finalizing R&D for our late 2025 launch. And we're looking for connections for funding, go-to-market experts, as well as advisors in science and medical fields. And together we can tackle microplastics. So please reach out at melinda@ecoterahealth.com or follow us on Instagram, X, or LinkedIn.
Linda, awesome to have you with us. And this is one of those issues that I kind of had heard a little bit about, that they were finding microplastics, but I didn't know anything about it. So it's been really cool to watch you come through this accelerator program and your product near completion. You mentioned there at the end that you're hoping to premiere at the end of this year. Did I read that right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I think there are multiple areas that I'm interested in, and in long term, actually my focus is on therapeutics on a more biotech aspect. But then when I was reading about what was available, there are definitely multiple opportunities in terms of detection and diagnostics, and even in the home, just water, not even thinking about blood or saliva or something. And the home kit is with water is definitely the fastest to market, because everything else has more regulatory aspects. Sure. And yeah, the plan is to launch in late 2025, and in the meantime, working on developing the prototypes and testing the app. Both of the products are going to be able to be separate standalone. Like you don't have to have the app to use the home kit, but I think, together they will synergize and provide more individual data as well as a community of like-minded users.
Melinda, that is very exciting. So in late 25, we can look for this product that we could bring into our homes and test our waters.
Yeah, I would say hopefully at least the first version of the prototype will be ready by the end of the year or in the beginning of the next year.
Awesome. So how could people help you today? What's the thing you need in the next 3 months that people could help you with?
Oh, I mean, definitely like for a lot of our ventures, having some funding will help accelerate. Also, always looking to connect with other experts in this area, or it's a multidisciplinary field working at the intersection of climate and more environmental science as well as on the medical side. So I've been working with collaborators in every different field, from say like bacteriology or environmental science to like cardiology or dementia experts. So basically anyone that's interested in any aspect or just microplastics in general and thinks that they can help out would love to connect with them.
Awesome. Well, Melinda, it's a growing problem and it's really energizing to have had you in this cohort. So thank you for being with us today. And we're excited to see that when it comes out in Ecotera Health. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Our next fellow that we're going to hear from our current cohort, the winter cohort's wrapping up, is Giselle Galper with Chia Seed.
Hi, I'm Giselle Galper, founder of Chia Seed. What if first-gen professionals earned what they're worth? Imagine a world where homeownership, paid off student debt, and real community wealth were real for first-gen professionals. Today, that reality is far off. First-gen professionals, over 12 million in the US, are earning less, not because they lack talent or training, but because they don't have the same exposure, guidance, or support as their peers. And that gap adds up to as much as $2 million in savings and income left on the table over a career. What we found is, to succeed, first-gen professional needs personal help at every career step, from job search to negotiation to bumps in the road to advancement. Our theory of change is simple. If you give people easy access to support every step of the process and ensure they have a partner for every bump, they'll not only land the job, they'll be valued in it and advance. We focus on clear milestones, engagement with us in month 1 and month 6, and long-term gains in income and title. We're a for-profit social enterprise. Tech makes our model scalable. Human support is what makes it effective. We're currently in launch stage, testing one-time and subscription models with discounts for first-gen users. So far, we've supported 340 users with free access across individuals and groups. After our rally participation, we shifted our focus to job search, and that change alone has improved our retention, engagement, and referrals. Our users are smart, stuck, and ready for change. They're mostly 28 to 45, often laid off or underpaid, and they're facing rising career risk from AI and ongoing layoffs. They want change, but they don't have $2,000 plus sitting around for a coach. They need affordable, structured, real support. With Chia Seed, here's what they get. Self-paced, self-guided, tech-enabled career coaching, plus real human support. We help people land jobs, handle bumps, earn more, and move forward with a structured support system across 4 key tracks: career planning, job search, getting unstuck, and advancing. Everything's customized job by job, person by person. Right now, we're looking for 2 things: exposure opportunities, and paid pilot partners. We're also seeking support on sales and marketing strategy to grow our reach. Thanks so much. You can find us at chiaseed.com or on LinkedIn at Giselle Galper. I'd love to connect and to get your support. Thank you.
Giselle, great work on that presentation deck. It's been really fun to have you in this cohort. Your energy is always such a posture of learning and like focus and passion. It's been you've been really a fun fellow to work with. What would you say is one kind of learning that you're taking from your rally experience?
Well, it's almost impossible to say just one. It's been amazing. But the self-sustaining, I mean,
Yeah.
really, like everything I've done so far has been almost entirely free. And you have enabled me to realize, like, if you have a mission, do whatever you can to reach that mission. And so it's been great.
No, that's awesome. I love to hear that. And this mission is so unique. It's like, I don't think we would know that if you're first generation worker, a career, you would end up making less just because you don't know how to navigate it. Maybe your network is different, maybe your processes are different. And so it's really interesting that you found that. What would be your win? How would you describe the beneficiary win for Chia Seed if everything went well?
Well, the beneficiary win is there are a lot of organizations helping first gen get the first job, but they're not as focused on maybe the quality of that job or the negotiation for the pay for that job. So it's starting the first job at market pay, but then it's that next job, that first manager bump, and advancing and getting the training. I mean, we are facing a really challenging time in careers with AI and a changing workforce for professionals. So I'd like to see first gens, they've got the hustle and the grit and the resilience. And so, arguably they should do better than other people in this next market. That would be the big win.
Yeah, that's awesome, Giselle. And you mentioned at the end there ways people can help you. If there was a profile of one type of person you were hoping to meet out of this showcase, how would you describe that person?
It's a person who cares about some group of alums in the workforce. And that could be alums that came through a mid-size or large accounting firm. It could be alums of a university, it could be alums of a career college program, but where they want to give exposure to that group through telling them about Chia Seed, or in the ideal world, some type of paid pilot for that group at a discount. I need to move Chia Seed from free to paid so I can scale it. And I think the big win for me is someone who sees that we can make a difference for their beneficiary. And also, if that alum is growing, then it will help their organization.
Cool. Yep. So people who care about helping move these people forward have a vested interest in doing that with you. Awesome. They're out there. Giselle, congratulations on the work so far with Chia Seed. We can't wait to see what comes next. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're bringing up our last fellow from the current cohort, our Winter 25 cohort, and it's Amy Lee.
I'm Amy Lee, founder of Dance for Healing, validated at Stanford and funded by NIH. We empower measurable health outcomes through movement as medicine. Our patented AI telehealth platform turns isolation into fun engagement, which scales easily to reduce cost and improve efficiency. Many of you have aging parents. Caregiving can be difficult. I know your pain because my mom was my caregiver during my stage 4 cancer. Music and Studying dance accelerated my recovery and inspired me to leverage my expertise in AI and behavior design to invent dance for healing. Many of us are often stuck at home. Did you know isolation increased the risk of death by 50% and costs Medicare $6.7 billion annually? Dancing increased social connections and happiness, reduced falling, dementia risk, and cardiovascular death. Most exercise programs target healthy people and difficult to stick with. Dance for Healing changes that with a mission to foster healthy habits. We personalize movement, accessible, supported, and fun for all, with a computer and internet. Our patented AI platform offers live and recorded personalized classes using multiple metrics to track and recommend culturally responsive content for higher engagement. Imagine YouTube meets Zoom meets eHarmony for health buddies. Short term, we reduce anxiety, depression, pain, and fall rates. Long term, we help healthcare organizations cut costs, improve operation, and boost start rating. We are a for-profit social venture with a B2B revenue model with a long-term vision for insurance reimbursement and value-based care. We are seeking pilot partners for our 8-week mindful movement program with customers like outdoor centers, health plans, Medicare Advantage, and Veterans Hospital. Our journey began at Stanford's Cancer Supported Care Program, where we achieved a Net Promoter Score of 91 and improved anxiety, depression, and energy by 80 to 100%. Now we are funded by NIH to expand to minority diabetes and are actively recruiting patients. We have also won 20 awards, including AARP CS Annual Pitch, People's Choice Award. I'm honored to be one of the first 2 Asian female leaders selected for the Cultural Health Leadership Institute for Racial Healing, with an extensive network of 600 health equity experts nationwide. And now, thanks to Riley, we have connected with new partners like City of Orlando and Orange County to build lasting impact. Invest in our movement. Let's start with a paid pilot and create measurable health outcomes together. Being an impact entrepreneur is a roller coaster ride, but seeing how much it matters to our patients keeps me going. One of our patients, Mary, say, I spend the whole week waiting for Dance for Healing. I know your patient will thank you too.
And so Amy leads Dance for Healing, which, like, your application was so compelling, Amy, and the problem and your research behind it is so complex. How would you describe the health problem that you're trying to address for your beneficiary, for our audience?
Yeah, so as a stage 4 cancer survivor, I went from 1 year running a marathon to the next year pretty much 100% stuck at home. And going back to my childhood love of music, dance, and art completely accelerate my recovery, which, inspired me to make a difference that I'm not the only one can benefit from it, right? But for people who couldn't make it in person due to transportation issues or like the immune system simply is too low, they don't have access to it. And so I do have a technology background. And so I decided to leverage my own technology and behavior design background to make it accessible, supported, and fun for those who are stuck at home, particularly clinical study already validated there's so much benefit that patient can benefit from it. And you can see this is one example of for dementia data. We started with cancer. We currently funded by NIH for the diabetes study. And we also have 2 proposals pending for Alzheimer's and dementia.
No, I love that, Amy. And that's another thing where, unless you're in the science, you wouldn't know that dance can help health. But you mentioned that you have a technology background. How do you leverage technology to get people dancing? Can you kind of give us a quick overview of how that works?
Yeah, sure. So most exercise programs are targeting healthy users and they're difficult to stick with. What we do is we have a patented AI telehealth platform with recorded and live video classes, and make it, pretty much 24/7 with the recorded. And then the live classes is personalized to each individuals based on the study that we send out ahead of time with partners. And so really is like, I joke around, like imagine YouTube meets Zoom meets eHarmony for health buddies. That's what we do.
Awesome. Amy, thanks. It's been really fun to have you in this accelerator this last 4 months, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to close out our program. We made it to the end. Can you believe it? We made it through all 9 plus the 2 alumni. There's a Rally Maker Spotlight. A lot of content for you. I hope you were inspired to take your next step towards living with meaning, impact, and community. To close us out, we want to bring in our board chair and CEO, Rob Panepinto. Good to see you,
Thank
Rob.
you. Thank you, Ben. You know, I always leave these things just very inspired and excited. It's interesting to you meet the entrepreneurs at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end, and it's just congrats to all of you on where your enterprises have moved just in the several months since we've been together. And it's also great to hear from the folks at Block and Lock and Kalumi, just in how much their businesses have progressed since they came into the Rally program. And I think Rally, what we try to do is, yes, there's a lot concentrated in our 4-month Accelerator program, but we do strive to have continuing ongoing relationships with our fellows and continue to provide support and an opportunity for them. So it's great to see when entrepreneurs come back and give us an update on what they're doing and how much progress they've made. So congrats to all of you on coming through the program, on the efforts to date, and hopefully our ability to continue to help you in the future. I certainly want to thank our supporters, the City of Orlando and Orange County, for everything that they do. You heard from several of our entrepreneurs today about how they're working with the city and the county on potential pilots. One of the things we think is unique about Central Florida as a place for social enterprise is we have this really unique, very powerful combination of interested municipalities and counties who are very innovative in their thinking about entrepreneurship and innovation, along with both the robust entrepreneurial and nonprofit sector. And the combination of all of those 3 sectors combined to make Orlando and hopefully the world a better place, we think is one of the unique things about Rally for entrepreneurs, not only as they're solving problems here in Central Florida, but across the globe. And again, I think some of the stories from entrepreneurs today reflected that. I certainly always want to thank our Rally Makers. You heard John's story early on. I've been a Rally Maker since the very beginning myself as well. And the program would not be the program without the support of our Rally Makers. I know a lot of you are on this call today, and again, it is much appreciated. So how do you continue to be involved? One, all of our entrepreneurs today said what they're looking for, where they need help next. So if any of you can help in those areas, please reach out to them directly or reach out to us, and we'll connect you to them. If you're inspired to be a Rally Maker, please join us. Mentoring these wonderful, amazing entrepreneurs and helping them on their journeys, for me, has been one of the most fulfilling things I've done in my life and my career. And we would welcome to have you join us. And if you are an entrepreneur out there, I believe our applications are still open for our next cohort for maybe another week or so. I think we have over 100 applications already, which is just amazing. We get them from all over the world, but we're excited to start to look at the selection process for our next cohort. So I thank you everyone for coming today, and we'll see you soon.